And we are live. There it is. The last time I was live, somebody tried to stop me. Somebody put a fake claim on my video, but here I am, right back, beat it yet again. Eventually, I'm gonna get these fake ass flags, and they're just gonna quit acknowledging it because I keep beating them. So I found that funny that somebody tried to report my channel because I was talking about Deontay Wilder losing to Tyson Fury in the last live. So it got banned. Hilarious. I mean, I guess, fangirls, they're going to do what fangirls do. You talk about their hero, their king, the guy that most of these old ass men really want to sleep with, which is fucking weird. And, they report you. A lot of bitch energy out there. A whole lot of bitch energy. Yes, there is. But we keep on moving. We keep on going. And, you know, I try my best to be as thoughtful of my audience. You know what I mean? Because I know I have a lot of people subscribe to me that like Deontay Wilder. So I don't go in too hard on them because I do have a lot of people that like him on my channel. And to me, Deontay Wilder is still yet to be seen. What can he do against other top 10 fighters? Will he get beat up like Tyson Fury did him, or could he beat them? We won't know till he gets in there. So I reserve my judgment. I don't like the excuses. I hate the fucking excuses. What's going on? Dead Game Boxing. If you don't know, the video that you was on the last time I was live, it got flagged. It got taken down. Somebody got butt hurt, and they did a false claim on my channel, which actually kept me from being able to put up videos for what, 2-3 days? So, I beat the claim, and now I'm back. I just thought it was funny. But this topic today, and I don't know if you saw the screenshot, but I did a screenshot of the actual CompuBox from the Tyson Fury Deontay Wilder 1 fight to show how many punches each guy landed. Now, you might not be able to read it. It might be too small. What's going on? JoJo! Regulator, I'm going to tell you this. Season 1 of JoJo is the best one so far. Now, the sweet sauce is very strong in the 4th season. And because fucking Hulu took it off, I can't watch it. So I might have to go to a streaming site to be able to watch season 4. But yeah, man, season 4 is like the sweetest of the sweet. It's the sugar rising to the top of the water. Season 4 is in sugar sinking. It's sugar rising. Fuck that. It's all diluted in that water. Fucking, what is that? Himalayan salt? It turned the water pink. It's so fucking sweet. But anyways, yeah. So we're jumping back on this because I remember I was on a panel and I said that I never believed that Dillian Whyte, bruh, they ain't playing with the sweetness. They're not, bruh. But I like JoJo. But I think season 1 by far was the best season out of the ones that I've watched. Um, I think from what I have seen, they have progressively gotten worse. Meaning, season 1 was very good. Season 2 was okay. Then season 3 was worse than season 2. Season 2 was worse than season 1. So I'm gonna see if season 4 is worse than 3, worse than 2, worse than 1. But it seems like every season is worse than the last season, but they're all still good. They're all still good. They're not on the same level as season 1, in my opinion. Let's get we got Dead Game one on panel. All right, welcome, sir.
What's up, my brother? Am I chopped up and screwed, or you can hear me?
No, you sound perfect.
Oh, cool, man. I just want to chop it up, man. Walked out the crib, take a smoke. So let me jump on the live with Tony.
That's what's up. But
What's good?
yeah, I don't know if you was like jumping out to jump back in, but the last video where we were talking got flagged and taken down and reported.
Well, I mean, when you get reported, Do they tell you who reported you?
So yes and no. Okay, for instance, I've got a thing going on right now to where I got a strike on a live that I was doing on a DAZN card, right? And it went to copyright strike, and I fought it. And now I'm in the process of getting all their legal information because I'm gonna go after them people personally. Now, with this last strike that I got, if you beat the strike, you don't have to pursue it. So if you don't pursue it, you don't know who the fuck did it. It'll tell you like in this case, I have to go look. It'll tell you like a email address, right? But it could be a fake email address. Like in this case, it was a bullshit made up troll. In the other case, it was a real email address, legit, okay? And they can be tracked down. This one, I don't think it's worth the time. You know what I mean? It's not worth the time for me to pursue it. I beat it. It's gone. I could put the video back up, but I just left it private. It don't really matter. Um, but in the last 3 or 4 days, I couldn't put up videos because I had a flag. That's what it does when you get flagged, like, or strike. I mean, it keeps you from being able to upload or go live.
Well, man, shit. What I would do, shit, I would pursue it and find out who gave you the strike. It's probably a troll, but if you was to find out, like if they say like if they give you a message, dead game boxing uh reported you. What I would do is I would go live and I would show that email just to let everybody know who's out. Because if somebody's playing around, man, giving strikes, bro, that's some bullshit. They're reporting people, bro. Now I know, uh, people can put it. I've heard people say they had it in, be blocking people up with their phone in their pocket and stuff, but I would put them out there, me.
Yeah, but whenever I had the email address, it was like I would really have to look because it was like a bunch of jumbled letters. Like it wasn't like a screen name of like mine, Tony's Reviews, yours, Dead Game Boxing. It was like WWSSQER something with longer ass shit at gmail.com. Like it was like a miscellaneous. I know that this is probably an email somebody created and then reported me. You know what I mean?
Right, right, right,
Oh,
right.
it's not worth the time or the effort in that case. I mean, it was a real short turnaround. The last strike I had, it took me like because if you get a strike on your channel, it flags you for 90 days. You can't do anything. The last strike I had, it took me like 62, 63 days to get it removed. So this one only took like 2 or 3 days. It's not even a big deal. Like that shit was done and over real fast.
Right. But you said the first one was a DAZN strike, though.
Yes, it was on a DAZN card. I was doing live commentary.
Yeah, so that it could have been DAZN himself.
No, it wasn't DAZN. It was not.
Oh,
The group is not even affiliated with DAZN. I've been going back and forth with YouTube.
I got you. I got you.
It's a betting site that actually did it.
Oh, damn. Everybody be lurking on YouTube, huh?
Yep, but that's okay. I don't make a big revenue off of YouTube, but because I make a somewhat revenue off of AdSense, I can go for them and I can roast them for me not being able to put up content for 60 days.
Yeah, yeah. It'd probably be easy because they probably go through it so much they'll probably just fold up.
Yep, yep.
But the problem is most people won't pursue it.
No, most people won't. But the thing is, I am financially okay. First off, I don't need YouTube for money. I am good. So I have the means to pursue it, whereas most people wouldn't have the means. So I'm just doing it because they piss me off. So I'm gonna just do it for the fuck of it.
I got you. I got you. So what's up in the boxing world, man? What we talking about, bro? What's the new story of the day?
So the story of the day is Dillian Whyte is still one of that smoke with Deontay Wilder. And Deontay Wilder always goes fucking hush mouth when Dillian Whyte speaks up. Like, if you remember correctly, right, when Dillian Whyte got knocked out by Pavek, and all you could hear was Deontay Wilder writing quotes, Twitter, laughing about it, right? The minute he beat Pavek, his name disappeared. Not even talking about him. Now he comes out with a statement talking. I made a video about it today, but pretty much talking that their time will come eventually. And Dillian Whyte responded to it, talking about he's a coward. He's been running from him for 3 years, and he still wants to fight. And I tend to believe Dillian Whyte still wants to fight. I don't think Deontay Wilder does.
I think for Wilder, bro. I think for Wilder, that's perfect that they're going back and forth right now because Wilder got to fight. Wilder's not looking ahead of Fury. So once Wilder knocked Fury head off, hopefully we could go straight into an AJ fight. But the next best thing other than the AJ fight for me would be Dillian.
And see, this is pretty much what the conclusion of my video was earlier. Let's say it doesn't go the way you want. Let's say Deontay Wilder gets beat again, okay? He loses. Now, let's say Fury goes straight into the AJ or Usyk fight, whoever wins that fight, okay? Now, if Dillian Whyte, this is my opinion, I want to see if you agree. If Dillian Whyte still pursues Deontay Wilder and says, I want to fight you right now, and Deontay Wilder doesn't take that fight, that's in my opinion. And it proves he's been scared all along.
Yeah. I mean, shit. If Wilder lose,
Yeah, I'm
yeah.
saying
I mean, what fight? What fight other than like a? I mean, the only thing I could see is an Andy Ruiz.
not as big. Let me tell you why. Because here's the thing about it. There is no fight Deontay Wilder can take that would give him as much gain as fighting Dillian Whyte. Let's say he loses to Fury, right? Deontay Wilder loses to Fury, then he fights Dillian Whyte. If he beats Dillian Whyte, he's automatically mandatory again for
Yeah,
the
he right back in
belt.
there.
Yeah, by
Yeah,
default.
right back in there.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, if he loses to Fury and he still does not fight Dillian Whyte, if Dillian Whyte still wants that fight, he's been running from him all 3 years, and that proves it. That's my opinion.
Yeah, that would be a arguable. That would be arguable. I would, I wouldn't even go at that. If Wilder wouldn't don't want to fight him and he go the other way if he lose to Fury, yeah, that would be a duck. Because like you say, for the money, the fight's been being built up right now.
Right.
So it's already ready. There's no building up. It's there. The fight been built up with him and
3 years.
yeah, yeah.
And the thing about
So
it too is you got to think about it. The money's going to be there because Dillian Whyte's a pay-per-view star in the UK. He's already a pay-per-view star, so he's going to bring a bunch of fans.
they'll sell out Wembley.
Oh yeah, easily. Well,
The O2.
that's if Deontay Wilder will go over there and fight. He may not fight anywhere but America.
Nah, he would have to go out there, bro.
I mean, you say that, but I don't know if he would travel.
Man, after you would, if he was, I think he gonna hurt Fury, bro. But like you say, if Fury win, he gotta go to man. That's where that will be. You know what I'm saying? It'll be different. It'll be a spectacle. It'll be an event for them people out there. Already the American media support the British fighters more than the American fighters.
Well, see,
So
my thing is this. This is what I look at. People like to say all the money is in America for boxing, and that is true in some cases. But when you got a motherfucker like Anthony Joshua who could put 90,000 people in a stadium, that's where all the money's at. Period. We're not doing that over here. Not anymore.
right. Nah, I totally agree. Hey, give me like 1 minute. I'll be right back. Like 30 seconds.
That's fine. Ronald Finkley, Tony Yoka boxes the hell out of Wilder. Bro, Wilder versus Hrgovic, an easy fight. I don't agree with that. I don't think Tony Yoka's that good. I think Tony Yoka will get beat I don't even think Tony Yoka could beat a Daniel Dubois. I think Daniel Dubois could knock him out. I think Michael Hunter could box him. I think Hergovich would run Tony Yoka over, and I'm only saying that because you brought it up. Um, I think Tony Yoka may have a shot at beating Babbitt because I don't know what his endurance is like. He was looking a little winded in his last fight, even though he got the knockout. But I don't know how he can go down the stretch, and I think Tony Yoka could possibly, stretch out that fight to really test his lungs. But I'm trying to think. I don't think Yoka could beat Parker. I don't think he could beat a Chisora. I don't think he could beat Usyk. I don't think. I know Povetkin's retired, but I don't even think he could beat Povetkin. He might be able to beat Zhang. I'm not impressed with Zhang at all. Trying to think who else. Like, I'm not even trying to shit on Tony Yoka because I know he's got a lot of fans, but I don't see the skill set. I don't see him being that good. I don't know if he could beat a Jogba. I don't know if he could beat who a Jogba's fighting Sanchez. I really don't. I don't know. I don't know. I think Tony Yoka gets knocked out by Deontay Wilder. I I I I hear you, Ronald. You say I'm sleeping on Yoka, but I've watched him fight. I've not only watched him fight, I've watched his wife fight on the same cards. And I don't see it, bro. I don't I don't see it. I really don't see it. Um, who else could beat Yoka? Man, fucking I hate to say this. Regulator, if you're still here, I hate to make this statement that I'm about to make, but I think fucking Kalnaki could beat Yoka. Like, I don't even think he could beat Kalnaki. I
I'm
think
back, homie.
what's up?
Yeah, I'm back. What you saying about Kalnaki?
I was saying that Ronald Finkley says that he thinks Tony Yoka could outbox Deontay Wilder, and I'm just going through all the top heavyweights. I think they all beat Tony Yoka. I don't think he's that good.
Nah, he ain't stepping up to no Wilder, bro.
Yeah, I
Hell,
I think he gets knocked out like Brazil if he gets in there with Wilder. I don't think he's good at all. Not on that level.
how old is this fella? He's a young cat.
Tony Yoka,
I
I
know.
I want to say he's in his late 20s. I don't remember exactly.
Yeah, if he in his late 20s.
He's tall too.
No, no, I know who he is. I know who he is. He
He's
he's
late 20s or early 30s. I don't remember. He's not
he's
that old. No, he's got to be in his 20s. He's got to be in his 20s.
yeah, he's marketable if he gets around the right people. Um,
I don't think he's gonna go that far. I don't think he could beat a Joe Joyce. I think Joe Joyce would knock him out.
but that's big dogs you putting him against, though, man. That's big dogs,
Well,
man. That's big
I even
dogs.
said like a Daniel Dubois. I think Daniel Dubois could beat Tony Yoka.
Now that's who he needs to fight, like a Dubois. Uh, Dubois, bro. Joe Joyce was just too much for Dubois, bro. It was just too much, bro. That was a bad matchup.
I picked Daniel Dubois to get knocked the fuck out. I didn't think he was gonna give up like he did, but I picked him to get knocked out because here's the thing about it. Daniel Dubois represents the problem with boxing. When you have guys that you fight that are tailor made for you to look good, and then you fight somebody like Joe Joyce, you're not ready. You're not ready. And that's what happened. They moved Daniel Dubois so carefully, and then they threw him in the fucking deep waters before he could swim.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, Dubois. But we're gonna see how the young fella bounce back. So that's all we can do is he bounced back okay this last fight. So
Yeah, he won. What belt did he win in that last fight? Fuck. He got some.
it gave him confidence because he got that knockout. He got a lot of confidence back.
Yeah, it did. I'm trying to think what belt that was he got. Was it it was an interim title, but was it for the WBA or WBO? I don't
I
remember.
don't remember, bro. I really don't.
Yeah, I don't remember either. But I don't. These belt situations don't even make sense to me anymore. You got fucking franchise champions, real champions, interim champions when the champions are still fighting. You got diamond champions, gold champions, regular champions. Like this shit this is what boxing has turned into. You get a belt, and you get a belt, and you get a belt. Like it's just getting ridiculous.
Well, you know, if you look at it, it's about money, and you can have different sanctioning bodies make different belts. Um, I don't know if they can get paid off I don't know how they're getting paid off of these belts, but there's only four major belts, right? In
Yeah.
each division. There's only four.
Well,
Um the
well,
four the big four, should I say.
it depends. I would agree with you, but the WBC's kind of fucked that up because you only got the franchise title in two weight classes. And in those two weight classes, the franchise title is the big WBC belt, where the WBC champion is just a regular small champion. Like,
Nah, the franchise is a trophy.
no, it's not because
The franchise is nothing more than that Black Lives Matter belt that Charlo about to get.
I agree with you. I personally agree with you. I say it's bullshit. However, Mauricio Suleiman is saying that Teofimo Lopez is the real, legit, undisputed champion. I don't agree with it. I think Devin Haney has the real belt. But according to the WBC, the franchise is a real title, and it's like he compared it to the WBA super title. It's fucking stupid.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. I don't even know why they even gave Canelo that belt at 160 to duck Charlo, bro. I don't understand it, bro. You know, and then Bob went weasel his way and got it for Lomachenko. You know, I don't know, bro. I
Yeah,
just think it's a duck belt, to be
it's
honest with you,
a
bro.
belt. I agree with you. I agree 1,000% with you. It is a duck belt. It's a fucking duck belt.
Yeah.
It's just like the Super WBA. Like whenever you get the Super WBA, you don't really have mandatories. You can pick and choose who you fight.
Is that the one Pacquiao had?
Yeah, it's the well. I think they gave it back to him, didn't they?
But is that the belt we talking about? That belt that went to Ugas?
Yeah, the one that went to Ugas, and then I believe they gave it back to Manny Pacquiao for the Spence fight.
So that's the Super WBA.
Right,
Terrence Crawford got the WBO,
right,
and Spence got IBF and WBC.
correct.
Okay. Okay.
So if Spence beats Manny Pacquiao, if he beats him, then he'll have three of the four major belts at welterweight.
Is that fake news, or is that 100% that Manny got that belt back?
I don't know. Like I personally googled it and I couldn't find anything on it, but every person I hear talk about it is must have read something I didn't read because they're all saying he got the fucking belt back.
Yeah, I heard it too.
It,
Um,
and that's what I'm saying. Like because I think Spence put out a statement saying once he gets this belt off of Pacquiao, he's coming for a Crawford. So he's got to have a belt. If Spence is making that statement.
right. And I mean, listen, Ugas did not fight yet. So it's not like they taking his belt, bro. They gave it to him, but he never showed it yet. He never did nothing with it yet. So they can just take it right back. To me, they should have never even took it from Manny.
I agree. That's the problem that I have. Here's the thing about it. I understand that Manny hadn't been fighting. However, you did have COVID going on. So that's an excuse. That's an out of why he wasn't fighting. But at the same time, I've never seen a sanctioned body strip a fighter without mandating them to fight somebody first. They never told Manny that you have to fight somebody to keep your belt. You know what I mean?
But
So
didn't you just say that that belt don't require mandates?
well, it does it. But what I'm saying is normally if they're going to strip you, they're going to tell you you have to fight somebody. You know what I mean?
Right.
But they never did that. They just took the fucking belt and gave it over to Ugas. They called him a champion of recess. I don't even know what the fuck a champion of recess is.
That was some shit they gave Devin Haney when he got hurt.
Yeah, and I think
Devin Haney, some shit. Devin Haney had lost that belt and they gave it back to him.
yeah, I think Emmanuel Char is also a champion of recess as well. But again, I don't even understand how you're a champion in recess. Like the thing about it is this shit's getting so convoluted. Like you said, it's about money, but it gets convoluted because here's how it used to be. What used to happen was if you're the real champion, like say Devin Haney, when he got the WBC belt, and you get injured, you remain the real champion while you're injured. However, while you're away from the sport, they'll make an interim champion, and that person will be the champion until you're healthy. When you're healthy and you're back, then you fight the interim champion, and then they figure out who the fucking real champion is from there. But shit's different now.
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, we're gonna see. I mean, Uga's gonna be on the undercard. I'm interested to see who he's
Right?
gonna fight. Um, they threw out the young fella's name, Jerron. I don't think Uga's gonna fight Jerron. I think Uga's would fight Jerron Ennis though. I think out of all the guys at the top, I think Ugas would be the only one right now that would fight Jerron Ennis.
That's a good fight. Like here's my thing. I know a lot of people like Ugas, but I don't believe in Ugas. Like I really don't. Like I think he's a good fighter, but I don't think he's an elite fighter. I know a lot of people bash on Terrence Crawford, but here's the thing about it. When Ugas was at 140, he got beat, I believe, 4 times. Terrence Crawford cleared out the fucking division. Ugas couldn't even make through 140 without getting losses. Multiple losses at that. And now I'm supposed to believe that he's this fucking killer at 147 when he hasn't really even beat anybody at 147 of any like real notoriety. He fought Sean Porter, looked decent. I thought Porter beat him. Some people say Ugas won, but I thought Porter beat him. Other than that, what real top tier fighter has he fought at welterweight? So I don't know. I think Ennis, because of that, has a very good shot at beating him with the type of power that Ennis has. But at the same time, I can see Ugas, who's more experienced, and using that experience against him. So I think it's a good fight on paper.
Yeah, I would love to see that fight. Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, yeah. What else is up, man? Oh, I wanted to ask somebody, bro. Do you take anything from Charlo missing weight?
No, no. See, I was responding to somebody that earlier. I put out a video that he made weight. Like I think he made weight within like 15 minutes of missing weight. It was like a real short turnaround. But here's the thing about it. So I've cut weight before. And here's what people don't understand. Whenever you're getting less than half a pound, because he was 0.4 pounds over, it could just be the difference in scales. So you're going to be weighing yourself on another scale so that you can hit your weight. You know what I mean? So he very well could have been 160 or 150. Wait, I'm confused. Is it 160? Yeah,
One,
160 even. He very
yeah.
well could have been 160 even on his scale in the back, then came out there and the scale is just different. You know what I mean? And then been 0.4 pounds over. But I don't think that's a small miss. We're not talking about a pound, 2 pounds, 3 pounds, 4 pounds. He was less than a half a pound. So I don't. I just think it probably comes down to a difference in scales.
Okay. Okay. So you wouldn't even consider, like some people saying, it might be almost time to go up,
Uh,
or or either people are saying it's time to go to 168, or people are saying he didn't take it serious.
so again, I don't know. I mean, to me, it was only 0.4 pounds. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
it's not like
That's
he missed
nothing.
it. It's not like he missed it a second time.
Right.
He hit it within, I believe, if I remember correctly, like within 15, no more than 45 minutes. In between, somewhere in between 15 to 45 minutes later, he had already made weight. that to me doesn't really signify that he's too big. It's just like I said, I personally think that it's probably just a difference in what his scale was showing he weighed at and what the actual scale showed they weighed at. Because every scale, no matter how calibrated they are, they're going to be a little bit off. So again, being that he was so close, I don't think it means he's undisciplined. I don't think it doesn't mean he didn't take it serious. And I don't think it per se means that he needs to move up because his trainer Ronnie Shields said they're not even looking at 168 for at least like another 2 years.
Right, right. With the Benavidez talk.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah.
right. Let me ask you a question, bro. And if you don't want me to go there, just say it.
What?
Um, with the Juneteenth, have you heard people talking negative about this Juneteenth fight?
So here's my only thing about it, and this is what I don't understand. Right? You've got a Spanish fighter fighting a black fighter for a belt that represents freedom of slavery. Okay. Now, if Charlo wins the belt, then I could see, I don't like all these showcase belts, whether it be the Juneteenth, the Mayan, the BLM, the Rose Belt, Aztec belt, whatever, right? But if you're going to do this type of belt, why would you put it on a fight to where somebody who is not black could actually win the belt?
All right, let me cook on that real quick. All right, Juneteenth. Uh, we've been having guys in the boxing community, in the YouTube community, been talking about having a date for the black fighters for a while now, a few years, couple of years for sure. Um, what we have to realize is whenever they matched this fight, they was not thinking about Juneteenth. They was thinking about the fight date. They wasn't thinking about no black date, nothing. When they made this fight, when they put this card together, nobody was thinking about this was going to be a Juneteenth fight day. This was a Houston, headlined by Houston Star, with people who's going to identify with the Spanish community to sell to that market, headlined by a black fighter. That's what the idea was. Now, once Juneteenth started popping in the political scene, uh, and a few since the boxing community like YouTube, I don't think people understand how strong you guys' voices are. When the boxing community in YouTube start talking about Juneteenth, Mauricio Suleiman and the smart guys, they jumped on the bandwagon. Now, this card was already made before they even jumped on the bandwagon. It's what people have to understand. So, what we do have to take from it is yes, it's only one African American fighter, but this is the beginning. And now people are talking about it. And hey, if it's only one, it's only one, but it's a start. So, in the future, we should see more cards the way we want to see them. But we can't get mad at the situation because this card was already made. And I support the fight. You know, I support the fight myself. I'm hearing my brothers talking about boycotting the fight. Man, listen, we got something. It don't look the way we want it to look, and we're going to go against it. I don't understand that mindset. So people need to understand that that card was made before we even thought about Juneteenth. They put Juneteenth on that card. So that's the way we got to look at it.
So I hear what you're saying, and I understand where you're coming from. I don't know if it's my phone, but you sound a little choppy, but I can still hear you. So there was like a lot of static. But again, I hear what you're saying. I understand what you're saying. But at the end of the day, if Charlo loses, then you've got somebody who's not of African descent winning that belt. I mean, if anything, it, like the way that you laid it out, if they wanted to do it, they should have just said, Mauricio should have just said that both fighters are going to be presented the belt because of the date. This belt doesn't have anything to do with who wins or loses, but to represent the actual date. But the fact that it is a winnable belt and he could lose is going to look bad if he doesn't win that belt. That's
Hey,
my,
look, bro, it would look bad. It would look bad. Can you hear me? Am I better? A little bit better now?
yeah, you're perfectly clear now on my end.
Okay. If he loses and Montiel wins, if I was Montiel, I would throw that in the face of the black community. I would be like, look, I got the black belt. You got to come get it, and you're going to have to wait a whole nother year to get it. Because if I was Montiel, I'd fight two Potter Cups, and I'd fight the biggest, the best black fighter, and I'd call out the best black fighter at 160 on that date. Because he's the champion of the Juneteenth date.
Yeah, but check it out. Let's say he does that. But let's say because it's Mauricio on the WBC, let's say that Mauricio doesn't let him fight the biggest, baddest black fighter of 160 come next year. Let's say that he tells him he has to fight Triple G. Now you've got a white guy who wins the Juneteenth belt. So
That's not a good look. That's not
that,
a good look.
that's what I'm saying. Like that's why. I mean, just imagine if it wasn't Montiel. Imagine if it was Charlo fighting Triple G and Triple G whooped his ass and got the belt. How I just again I don't understand it. I see how you broke it down and I got that, but when something is supposed to represent one group of people, but yet somebody else is going to win that's not a part of that group of people, it kind of takes away from it, in my opinion. That's just my opinion.
Is it how much different is this belt compared to the Mayan belt?
Oh, well, it's no different other than the mindset of the person or the people who look at the belt a certain way. I mean, it's no different.
Right. Yeah. So, Tyson Fury won the Mayan belt.
Well, let me flip it. Let's say it wasn't Charlo or Montiel. Let's say it was Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder fighting for the Juneteenth belt. And let's say Tyson Fury whooped Deontay Wilder's ass and won that belt. How do you think people would be reacting to that?
Not a good look. But what we got to do is we got to ride with Charlo. We can't afford Charlo to lose this fight. This fight is a big fight, bro. And like I said, they threw this fight, they threw this title on this fight, you know. So it is who it is, who he have to fight. It could have been Triple G. It could have been anybody. This date, they'd have threw that title on there because it's about money. They're exploiting, they're exploiting the community like they always do. So it's about
Well,
money.
of course, it's being exploited. I mean, you could see that a million miles away. As you said, whenever they first made the fight, they didn't even make it with the intention of even putting that belt on the line until it became political. They added it. But flipping gears off of that and segueing into Triple G, I think Charlo knocks Triple G out at this point in time in Triple G's career. What do you think?
I think so. I think so. But I can also, man, I could I could see that fight going to the cards too. And Triple G is not Devonchenko. Uh, he is older, but he's, what I'm saying. I mean, I know people. I mean, he was kind of manufactured. He was manufactured, but he was manufactured, but he's still the goods though. She's still the goods. So he should be able to knock him out, but you know, I don't know, bro. That's a fight I would like to see. That's a fight that we should, him and Andre, you know, That's the fight Charlo need to be fighting, bro. I don't even know who got the fourth belt, but yeah, that's a
Um,
good fight though.
Andrade. So Andrade, Triple G, Charlo. I believe those are the only three champions, or is there
But
four?
but it has to have a fourth belt unless Triple G got two belts.
No, he's got one belt. Who's the other belt? I don't even remember now. I can't even think about it. Um, but here's the thing about it. In my opinion, I thought Dermanchenko beat Triple G. I thought he lost that fight. Um, and you saw how easily Charlo handled him. That's my thing. That's what I'm looking at. And I don't really think Triple G was manufactured because at the end of the day, I still believe Triple G beat Canelo in that first fight. And had he actually got the win over Canelo, like in my opinion, he should have, then nobody would be saying he was manufactured because he beat the guy that they're trying to say is the number one pound for pound. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
he definitely can fight. It's just that Triple G to me is not aging like Manny Pacquiao. He did not age like Floyd Mayweather. He did not age like Bernard Hopkins. Like it's kind of like Kovalev. Kovalev, you could tell fight by fight, he was aging, and the aging process was getting faster and faster with every fight he gets in. He just doesn't look the same. And I feel the same way with Triple G. He's aging quickly. And the older he gets, the quicker he's aging as far as like athletics is concerned. And I just at this point in time, I don't think Triple G could go all 12 rounds with Charlo. I think Charlo would knock him out late. Assuming, and I'm gonna say this, assuming that early in the fight, Charlo could actually take the shots because Triple G's got a lot of fucking punching power.
Yeah, yeah. Triple G has technique in his punch. I like the way that he fights. Am I choppy or I'm good?
No, you're good. You're good.
So when I say manufactured, I mean like when I first started watching Triple G, he was still fighting overseas. And man, they had the light show, the fireworks. I mean, Triple G was, you could see the progression. You could see he was good, but the opposition was European class. He was beating all those guys up, and he made a big name out there. And then when he got here, I think it was HBO. Somebody really got behind him and pushed him really hard. So he's a good fighter, but he was brought up, I mean, in a great way. You know what I'm saying? He was brought up great the way his career came. And then he got his big fight. I mean, he got the Canelo fight. That's his career. And that first fight was close. It was close. But that second fight, Canelo just blew him up to me personally.
Yeah, but it's kind of the same way I look at this trilogy fight with Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder. If Deontay Wilder comes out and knocks Tyson Fury out in the first round of the third fight, right, it doesn't negate the fact that the fight before Tyson Fury whooped that ass. So my thing is this: even if Canelo, when the second fight came and blew out Triple G, in my opinion, it still doesn't erase the fact that Triple G should have won that first fight. In my opinion.
I agree. I mean, that was a close fight. That was a close fight. So yeah, Triple G is the goods, but yeah, I agree.
But I'll read this comment real fast by Fallback. He said, talking about the Juneteenth belt, he said it should have been brought in the ring only if Charlo wins. It should have been a surprise. So in other words, they should have announced it. If Charlo wins the fight, then they should have brought it in the ring and been like, "Hey, here's this belt." So that way, only he can win it, and if he loses, nobody would have got it. That's a good idea.
I understand that, but when you look at marketing in WBC, they need their face throughout promotion to be on that. They need that belt to be in the background. They need their face. They need Mauricio in the background holding that belt. It wouldn't have. They would have. To me, they would have took a loss if they would have did that. So, you know, I don't know how they getting paid off of it, but for that belt to be flaunted around and people looking at it with the black hands with the chains popping off, you know, get people to talk. I mean, shit, they couldn't do it. They need to make money, bro. They need to be flaunted. That's promotion.
Yeah, it is. It is promotion, but I don't know. I feel like some things aren't meant to be exploited or promoted to make a quick buck off of, and it is what it is. It is what it is. But what about staying on Charlo and getting off Triple G? What do you think about Andrade fighting him? Who do you think wins that fight?
I could see, man, that's a tough fight because to me, Andrade is awkward, bro. Just like he's weird, bro. It's like I like Andrade, and it's like I'm a hypocrite because I don't expect Devin and like Shakur as boxers. I don't even expect them to get knockouts, bro. When people get mad at Devin for not getting a knock, I don't even because Devin is a boxer. But with Boo Boo, I was like, man, Boo Boo need to show me something. And that last fight, bro, he couldn't get that dude out of there, bro. It was weird. His style was weird, but he's effectively weird. So, you know, I would like to say Charlo on points, but I can see some weird shit happening, bro. Because Boo Boo is nasty. Boo Boo's just weird to watch, bro. If you're not a boxing fan, you're really not gonna like Boo Boo. So I don't know, but that's a good fight, man. I say Charlo by decision, split decision.
See, and I think Andrade can beat him. I think that awkward style is just too fucking awkward. And the thing about it is, the last guy that Andrade fought, you got to keep in mind, I believe, if I remember correctly, he was coming off of 7 knockout wins in a row. So the dude could crack. And the thing about it is Andrade was flooring him. He was flooring him. So he's got pop, he's got crack, he's got power. But then as it progressed, he didn't get him out of there. It did stretch out to the decision. And the thing about it is I just I think Andrade could beat Canelo. Like I really do. I think if Canelo fights him, he's going to lose. It's just it's like so when you look at Floyd Mayweather Jr. fight, right? Not Money Mayweather that was going for the kill, knocking people out, but when he became Money Mayweather and he was older, more experienced, and used his technical skills to break people down, right? That style, the way he moved, the way he adapted, people could not deal with it. They could not adapt to it. And I feel kind of the same way with Andrade. He is so fucking awkward, just like a Tyson Fury. He's so fucking awkward that you can't train for him. There's nobody that will mimic the way this guy fights. He only fights like he fights. Nobody else fights like him. And you won't find anybody else who can even come close to fighting the way he does. And somebody like Charlo, you can find guys that fight like Charlo. You know what I mean? And I just think that Andrade's just got that type of style that just it doesn't mix well. It's the oil in the water, and it'll always separate itself from everything else. And I just I even though some people call him boring, I think his technical skill is just better than all them other boxers around him. I think from 160 to 168, I think he could get in there and beat him.
Hey man, I agree with you, bro. I mean, I agree with you 100%. And that's why these guys are not rushing up to fight Andre, bro. I mean, I mean, you're not going to if you're going to sell some tickets, most of it going to be on your back because Andre is not a big time draw. I don't know why, He had some issues in the past, but he's not a big draw, so it's a difficult fight for all those guys, bro. And
Well, well, the thing about it is like Even like your Devin Haney, like how you brought up Devin Haney, right? He's not an easy sell. Like a lot of people say he's boring, and I disagree. See, I like boxing, so I don't have to see like a Tank Davis, a Deontay Wilder that just when they land clean, they knock a motherfucker's head off and the fight's over. I don't have to see that every fight. For instance, my thought process is this: if you want to watch a fight and be truly entertained, then just go to a fucking bar or a club, wherever. Watch two drunk dudes who can't fight, and it'll be the most entertaining fucking fight you've ever seen in your life. But when it comes to a sport, I like watching the technical side of it. So I don't get bored by a guy who can dance around another guy and never be touched. That to me is more exciting than just seeing a guy get his head knocked off. That's just me though.
No, and I totally agree. And this is the problem with these young fighters. They're listening to the fans and they're changing their fighting style to appease the fans. And that's not who they are. They're trying to get a knockout, and they're not knockout punchers. They're excellent boxers. Like Shakur did not have to apologize for not getting this guy out when he beat this guy 12 out of 12 or 10 out of 10, whatever it was. You know, he should not have to apologize. Devin Haney, bro, he didn't have to get out there and sit on his punches and try and get Linares out of there to please the fans and get caught trying to sit down on your punches because you're a boxer. So, you know, they need to take some advice. They need to listen to what you're saying and be who they are. If you get the knockout, yeah, cool. But you're a boxer and use your ability.
And that's the thing about it. Like, it, punching power is fucking weird. It's a weird thing. It's just like sprinting. Being able to run extremely fast is the same weird thing as punching hard. You're either born with it or you're not. Period. You can teach somebody how to punch harder, but if they're not a knockout artist, they're never going to be one. It does. It, people just think that if you train to do something, you can do it, and that's not how reality works. It's just like it don't matter how many times you run 100-yard dashes, 100-meter dashes. You're never going to be as fast as Usain Bolt if you're not as fast as him by your own attributes. You know what I mean? There's no way you could take a slow person who's slow like a turtle and train them to be a Usain Bolt. You can't do it. There's no way that you can take a guy who can't crack and turn him into a Mike Tyson. It doesn't work that way. So, like you said, these fighters have got to know what their strengths are, what their weaknesses are. Devin Haney did every fucking thing he could in that fight to knock out Linares, but he doesn't have the power to do it. And because he tried to do it to, I guess, get the critics off his back, the fans off his back, whatever, he damn near got fucking knocked out himself for fighting in a style that doesn't match what he's good at.
100% facts. That's the way I see it, bro. That's the way I see it. Um, Let me transition real quick. Let me ask you about a fight that I'm worried about, bro. Uh, I'm a Tank fan, and I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. This fight that's coming up, I'm kind of worried about it, bro.
I'm not worried about it at all. But let me read this comment real fast, and then I'll speak on that. Joe said, "Devin Haney has a Poly Malignaggi feather fist. Damn, that's fucked up. Not Poly hands, not Poly pocket. No, no. Devin Haney got a harder punch than Poly. I'm sorry, Poly." Polly could knock out a 4-year-old schoolgirl. Like that man couldn't fucking pop a bubble with his hands. Like that dude's got no power. Like
Hey, but what Polly did, he used his attributes,
he did,
man.
he did. He used his boxing ability, his mobility, and his speed, and he would outpoint people. Regardless how feather fisted he was, he could outbox the fuck out of people until he got older and then got knocked out. But you know, he could box and he knew what he did. He didn't try to be something he wasn't, and that comes back to what you were talking about. As far as Tank Davis and Mario Barrios, I'm not worried at all. Let me tell you something. Mario Barrios may be at 140 pounds, right? He might be there, but he's not a 140-pound fighter. This dude started smaller than Tank. He started at 122 pounds. All he is a blown up 122-pound fighter. He's going to get knocked out. It's just this is my problem with Tank. Tank keeps fighting these guys who are naturally 122-pound fighters. He keeps fighting guys, in my opinion, that I'm telling you right now, all them worries that you have, when Tank gets in there and pops this dude for the first time, your worries are going to go away real fast. I don't think there's anything Marios Barrios can do. And I could be wrong, but I just see him as another blown up 122-pound fighter.
Listen, man, Floyd Mayweather, he knows how to promote, right? So yeah, that fight with Tank and Leo, I knew Tank was gonna run through Leo, bro. I mean, Tank just sat there and took his punches until he was like, "Fuck," and I'm gonna run my bad. Tank like I'm gonna just run through him. I'm gonna just run through his punches and just take him out. But I know you saying Mario come from 122. Shit, Pacquiao come from 105. You know what I'm saying? Floyd came from what, 130 or 130, like 130? Listen, once these guys get up there and weight, and they've been walking around at that big weight, that's what they are, bro. You can start wherever you start wherever. I don't care where you start. This dude is walking around at least 160, 170. This dude is, man, I don't know, bro. I hope, you know what? I hope you're right. I hope that this is all a game that Floyd is playing. That they did bring up this guy. They know this guy can't crack like everybody think. He's a champion, but he's a baby champion. Let's go get that belt. Uh Ellaby is out there saying that he didn't want that fight for Tank. Is that cap? Is that cap? Or is Ellaby like, is that a real conversation they had? They don't want him to fight this guy, but Tank wanted it. Uh to me, Barrios is a big, strong 140 fighter. He's about the size of Earl Spence. Uh, in dimensions. I'm not saying he can get up to 190. I'm not saying that. But he's about the dimensions of Earl Spence. So yeah, I think it's a dangerous fight. And yeah, if Tank is 100% on his A game, I think Tank can do it. But if Tank is not 100% and he's going to 140 because he don't want to train as hard and he don't want to be dedicated, if that's the reason why, then he gonna have a problem.
But here's what you also got to keep in mind, though, when you talk about the size. Tank Davis ain't never made weight in any weight class. He's missed weight from 126 to 130 to 135, at least once on the scale. He's always missed weight because he himself, although he is short, he's a big ass dude. Like, he gets up every bit 170, 180 outside of the fights. You know what I mean? Like, he's always struggled with his weight because he's a stocky built guy. He's naturally solid. And even though Mario Barrios has been fighting at a heavier weight limit and he's taller, I would still argue that when both these guys are out of competition shape, Tank's going to be the bigger guy. By bigger, I mean weight. I don't care about, to me, height means nothing. You could be as tall as Deontay Wilder and still be little. Height doesn't make you big. Weight makes you big. And to me, Tank is actually weight wise the bigger between the two, in my opinion. There's no way in hell Tank would ever have been able to make 122 pounds on the scale. No way. He couldn't even make 126.
No, no, I agree. Now that you put it that way, yeah, I agree with you. He's a tank. Tank is a tank. Uh, but that doesn't mean that this fight is not dangerous, bro. Uh, I mean, what kind of respect you put on Barrios? Like his last fight with that cowboy kid on Tink's undercard. That's the last fight I think I saw him in. Uh, the boy is the goods to me. He's strong. He got pop. He's dirty. Uh, but like I hope you're right. I hope Tank just walked through this guy.
I will say in a fight, anybody with a heartbeat that can breathe in two hands has a shot. He has a chance. But my problem is not with Tank Davis. My problem is with Floyd Mayweather Jr. My problem is with Leonard Ellerby. That's my problem. They Tank Davis is one of when I look at Tank Davis, right? Don't care about anything he's done outside of the ring, strictly in the ring. When from the time I started watching him fight, Tank's ceiling is so fucking high to how good he could be. The dude is very, very good. And not only is he good, he packs something that a lot of good fighters have never had, and that's knockout power, one-shotting power. And all I have seen from Mayweather is them hold this dude back. They have held him back. They have given him such tailor-made opponents that I don't worry about Barrios beating him, but what I worry about is you've got guys like Ryan Garcia, although I don't like the stunt where he said mental health and he pulled out of the fight. But when you got him moving up to fight a guy like Luke Campbell, when you've got guys like Devin Haney, who's doing everything in the world that he can to at least fight somebody, he doesn't care who it is. Just give me somebody at the fucking top. When you got guys like him, when you got Teofimo Lopez, who went for the pound for pound #1, Lomachenko, when he went for Comey, when people thought Comey can knock him out, fought Nakatani. When you've got these other young guys who are trying to fight the hardest people, and we could pull Ryan off that list because of his stunt, but I'm just saying, when you've got these younger guys who are testing themselves to the limit, Shakur Stevenson calling out Valdez, really, he's been doing it for 2 weight classes now, stepping up in competition. And then you got Tank, who, in my opinion, has been left back. He's not stepping up in competition. The guys that he are fighting now, Leo Santa Cruz is a very good fighter, but he was substantially outsized. Substantially outsized. So that kind of, in reality, weight matters. It if two people know how to fight, weight matters. Two people who don't know how to fight, it doesn't fucking matter about weight. You could be tall, skinny, big, fat, swole. It don't matter what the fuck you look like. Weight won't matter then. But in a professional setting where both guys are trained athletes and know how to fight, weight fucking matters. So Tank's size negated Leo Santa Cruz, and you saw that when he got caught with the uppercut. It didn't fucking matter how skilled he was too small for him. Again, to come back full circle to what I'm saying, I get sick and fucking tired of watching Mayweather just hold this dude back from being great because I really feel like fighters like Adrian Broner, guys who could have been good, when they get with Mayweather, he ruins their fucking career. He holds them back because at the end of the day, Mayweather doesn't want anybody to ever have the state to claim that they're better than him. He always wants to be remembered as the greatest. So when fighters sign with him, I feel like he holds them back.
You know, I can see that. Um, I can see that. But the only thing I differ with you with, I think by Tank stepping up to 140 and fighting a Barrios who is a champion at that weight, I think that's more that's just as a statement as a Lomachenko, as a Devon, or maybe even more of a statement. Um, yeah, I would like him to catch them guys at 135, but Tank is getting older. He's still young, but he's getting older. All these guys gonna eventually go to 140, except Lomachenko. Um, why not go there now? Catch that little belt, and you know, after you catch that belt, there's only one fight. is Josh Taylor. So if to me, because I'm a Tank fan, I'm a little biased. Um, if the way he beats Barrios because of the dimensions Barrios has and his size, and if his power carried to 140, is going to give me a judgment of how I think he's going to do against Josh Taylor, and that has to be the fight next.
So let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. Since you brought up Josh Taylor, okay, let's take Tank out of the equation. Do you think Mario Barrios would stand a chance against Regis Prograis?
Bro, I'm gonna tell you, bro. I got Regis. That's a 55-45 fight. I got Regis beating him. But dude, I mean, I think people sleeping on Barrios a little bit. Um, I think so, bro. I hope we not sleeping on Barrios. I hope Barrios don't get out there and knock Tank out because he do have some crack. Um, that height, I want to see how Tank gonna do with the height, you know. But Regis, shit, I mean, Regis a dog, man.
Okay, let me ask you another question. Do you think Mario Barrios could beat Ramirez?
I think so.
You think he could beat Ramirez?
I think so.
And
I think so. I think he give Ramirez problems, bro.
I
Ramirez, see, them all those guys out of that gym fight the same way though. They fight real similar, bro. Um, I mean, they got like one gear almost. I don't know, bro. Mikey, all those guys to me fight similar, bro. Coming out of that gym, I think Barrios get him, bro.
see, and
Bigger man. You talking about he going up to 140 and fighting Barrios? I think Barrios get him.
yeah, and I think Ramirez just walks through Barrios and beats him up. Um, and you understand, Josh Taylor's a very big dude too. He's
Huge,
big,
huge, huge, and he can fight.
real good.
Um, uh, you know, he got a style. You know, some guys just box, but you could see a style, their style, and he got a style that's he has a style that's trying to take your ass out of there. You know,
So
uh,
I'm gonna tell you the honest truth. Anybody below 140, I don't think any of them can beat Josh Taylor. I think if Tank beats Barrio or Barrios beats Tank and they go for Taylor and Taylor fights them, I think he knocks. I, I don't know if he knocks Tank out because Tank's got such a big fucking neck, but I think it's going to be a one-sided beating. And I think I because like I said, I feel like Tank has really been held back. And I say he's got a lot of fucking ability to get better. He has a lot, but he's been held back. And I think them weights on his legs that he's been dragging is going to catch up with him if he gets in there with a Josh Taylor. I think Josh takes him out. I don't think that Penny could beat Josh if he moved up. Tio, if he moves up, I think Tio gets knocked out flat out. I don't think Tio goes more than 7 rounds against Josh Taylor. I'm telling you right now, I believe, honest truth, if Bob Arum lets that happen, Tio's going to sleep in the first 7 rounds. Um, the only person I see beating Josh Taylor is if he does what Bob Arum has hinted at, and he moves up to 147 and fights Terrence Crawford. Terrence Crawford will sleep him. I don't think Josh Taylor can get through Terrence Crawford, especially not in his first fight at 147.
I agree with everything you hit on. I agree. I agree, bro. I mean, shit. Taylor's like I say. I want to see how Tank does with that height. Yeah, I have to see, but it's nowhere else to go for Tank. It's nobody else to go. I mean, you could fight Regis. That's a big fight, but Taylor is gonna get that payday with you because you're gonna be Taylor's a nice payday. And I think Taylor think he will beat him up too. But we just have to see what he do. If his power carry, I just don't see him walking through these guys at 140 like he did Leo Santa Cruz, bro. Because Leo was touching him, but he
Yeah,
couldn't. I mean, he couldn't do nothing. I mean, he was when Tank said, "Look, I'm gonna knock him out this round." Tank just walked through him and just hit him. That was it.
yeah. I agree. That was my point I was making earlier. That size, weight, it matters. Like, and Leo was just he was too small. That's all it was. He was too small for him. He was just too small, and that happens. But I don't know. I don't even know if Tank Davis could beat Regis Prograis. And the thing about it is, the main thing that I think of in my mind is this: Josh Taylor got into the phone booth with Regis and beat Regis in the phone booth. Like, he beat Regis at his own fucking game. And I don't know if Tank can hit harder than Regis. And if he can hit harder, I don't think he hits as hard as often. What I mean by that is Tank may hit harder with, like, say, a one shot, like just putting everything into one punch. He may be able to hit harder off one punch alone. But when those punches are being thrown quick and being strung together in combos, I think Regis punch for punch will be a lot harder than Tank. And I don't see Tank being able to do anything with Josh Taylor. I don't want to say it, but I almost think Josh is gonna walk through him if they fight.
We have to see Tank's power, and we're gonna see next week. I think it's next week or within 2 weeks. Uh, we're gonna see because the guy he's fighting is a game opponent. Uh, and if he can't knock this guy out, because this guy gonna be in front of him to get hit. If he can't knock this guy out, he gonna have problems at 140. You know, the myth of Tank and that knockout streak, or his knockout rating, the highest knockout rating or whatever. Uh, yeah, it's gonna be put. That's gonna be put to the test. So if he can do that at 140 and knock this guy out of there, he's gonna be, you know, to me, top four, top three, top four at 140, top three.
I mean,
And he
it's
brings
just
the bag. And he brings the bag. Things.
oh
So
oh he the money man. 1,000%. Tank Davis is the money man of any division he fights in. There's nobody around his weight that brings in more money than Tank Davis. Like, I don't care if he fights at 130, 140. He's going to be the money man wherever the fuck he goes, without a doubt.
hey, am I chopped up and screwed?
Yeah, yeah. You sound a little robotic right
All right, give
there.
me a minute. My Wi-Fi is transverting.
But yeah. Again, all I'm saying is I agree with you that that's why that's why I really wanted to see the Davis and Ryan Garcia fight, because that would have been a fucking mega fight. And I don't mean in the sense of like a Ali Foreman mega fight. I mean a mega fight of how many fucking eyes it would bring to it. Because Ryan Garcia has got a legion of IG followers, a legion of Twitter followers. He's got a YouTube channel. Whereas Tank Davis got all of the MD, DC, the DMV, they all behind him. Like, and then he can sell pay-per-view. So that, to me, money making was the biggest fight that could be made, but it never happened. I still possess it's my phone. Okay, hold on. Let's blow a little cold air on my phone. It might be because my phone's getting hot. Hold on. Hey, let me know when it sounds better. It's good. Are we good now? Are we still choppy? So it might have been you. It might have been me. Steady.
Nah, because I still it sound choppy. I think I thought it was my Wi-Fi, but can they hear me fine or we both choppy?
So I hear you perfect.
It's
I don't
back. It's
know.
back. It's good now. It's back.
I'm
We good.
I'm good.
Yeah, we good. We should be good because I
Okay.
can hear you good now.
So you were probably choppy because of me. Like, oh, he said still possessed. I don't know. Like you sound perfect to me, and I sound perfect to you. But regulator says I still sound possessed. So I don't know what's going on. But it could be. So this iPhone I got, man, I don't like this shit. This shit always fucking overheating, and every time it overheats. Oh, okay. He says we're both good now. Yeah. So it was probably me fucking it up. My connection messing it up for everybody.
I don't know because StreamYard like sometimes when the StreamYard be doing that, bro. It might not be, but I don't know. It could be.
Yeah, I don't know. I just blew some cold air on my phone. Nah, it's back to normal. Like he said, the devil. What's going on, Reaper? Look at that man, regulator. You talk about fucking demon possessed, fucking demonic as hell, and then the damn Reaper shows up. How about that? But yeah, I mean, I'm interested to see how it's gonna be. But at the end of the day, I feel like if he knocks out Barrios, I don't really I don't. You give him a lot of credit, and other people may give him a lot of credit, but for me, I don't see it in Barrios, and I think it's a fight made for Tank to look good. That should I could be wrong, but I'm not gonna
But
be I'm not gonna be
I'm a
I'm
fan.
like I'm
Yeah,
not.
I'm
Go ahead.
no, I'm a fan though, so my opinion is a little biased.
No, I know, but what I'm saying is, I am not going to change my tune and be like, oh, look at what Tank did, 140. Da, 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 da. I will keep the same energy. I'll be like, I knew he was going to do this. This is what I saw him doing, and this is why I don't like Mayweather because of this shit right here. And that's the feeling I feel I'm gonna have when Tank wins this fight, because I'm that sure that Tank's gonna win this fight.
Yeah, we gonna be doing a little different, man. I'll have a house party. We're gonna be cutting up, drinking, smoking, and watching the fight, bro. We gonna be cheering on Tank, and he better win, bro, because we can't have a bad outing, bro. Charlo better win. Tank better win. There's no Deontay better win. Earl better win. There's no ifs, ands, or buts, bro. They have to right now. We have to go on this stretch. These guys have to win these big fights.
Look, man, I was with you with Tank. I was with you with Charlotte. But when you said Deontay, you fucking lost me. Because I'm sorry, bro. Tyson Fury is about to whoop that ass probably worse than he did the second time. Like I don't think this is gonna be one of them fights where Deontay Wilder is going to do better. I think he's only going to do worse every time you put him in front of Fury.
Man, bro, I don't know. Uh, I don't know, bro. I think we gonna see something different. Uh, we gonna see something different. I could see the way I would like to see it play out to me personally, because I'm bomb squad. The way I would like to see it play out would be Deontay Wilder outboxing him. I mean, outboxing this guy. I would just want him to outbox him, bro. Just outbox him every round. Don't even knock him out. Just outbox this clown. I'll take the knockout, but I don't want the knockout in the first round, bro, because it's gonna be still too many questions. I want to see this thing go deep. I want to see. I want to see. I want to see just Deontay box him and brutalize him. Uh, To me, if I get that ninth, 10th round knockout, I'm good. But I would like I want him to outbox him, bro. And that's crazy for me to say. Deontay Wilder outbox Tyson Fury. Yeah, I might sound crazy, but that first fight, bro, that was a good fight, bro. That was a good fight. That second fight, that was a wash.
Yeah,
So
but this is how I look at it, right? This is, and I'm gonna be honest with you. This is why I say I believe Tyson Fury only beats Wilder worse every time they fight is because of this. Hold on one second. I don't know who this is. If this is a troll, I'll take him off. But I'm gonna let this person on. I've never seen this name before, so we'll see what they're talking about.
Yeah, man. How you doing, man?
Oh, it's a troll.
Nah, man. Nah,
I recognize the voice. It's a
nah.
motherfucking troll.
Nah, this
salute,
not
brother. Who
first
is
time
that,
on.
brother? Who are you, brother? Salute. Who are you?
Yeah, my name's Juwan.
What's
And
happening, bro? What you got to cook on?
I would like to talk about that Wilder fight because I watched the whole fight, and I think that a lot of people overrate what Fury did in that fight because they like to talk about the whole fight. But if you look at the fight, um, when Wilder took that punch, he never recovered. And the thing about it is, why would you judge the fight when the fighter's not fully there?
Yeah, I could see what you're saying. I could also say that I don't think he was 100% going when he got in the ring, and
Yeah,
that might be an excuse. But he did get caught.
yeah.
I think that behind the ear shot or some weird shot, and he never recovered. Um, but what you think about the first fight? How close you think that first fight was? What you think about it?
Mm, the first fight, uh, the first fight supposed to been stopped. To be honest, it should never went that far. In the
He's
like,
talking about
in the
the 12th
12th,
round. He's talking about
in
the
the
12th
12th,
round.
in the 12th, it should have been stopped in the 12th.
so you
So,
think you think when Wilder knocked him down that last time, you think the ref should have just called it?
I mean, I don't think he beat the because looking back at it, he didn't beat the count. And I'm not being biased or nothing, but yeah, he really didn't beat the count.
Right. Well, I'm a Wilder fan, but and my thing is Fury he beat the count
yeah,
because the count is not a 10-second stopwatch count. The count is the referee's count. So whether the ref might have been biased and made some long number calls or long calls,
I
it is
mean,
what it is. But
the ref should have.
when Fury did get up,
Yeah,
he did come back and fight. So
yeah,
you
but
know,
you got to keep this in mind too. Not only did he come back and fight, but he came back to beat Deontay Wilder for the rest of that 12th round.
yeah, he did. Yeah, he did.
So this thing, I got something from the first fight, right? And I'm gonna say this, and then I'll read this because I was saying this for Expert Genius because I thought he was gonna jump on because of the title of the video. But check this out. So here's the thing that I look at between these two. Deontay Wilder, when he fought Tyson Fury the first time, Deontay Wilder fought him at his best, and Tyson Fury was at his very worst. And it's still Wilder at his best was not good enough to beat Fury at his worst. When we saw Fury come in at his best as well, he beat the living shit out of Deontay Wilder. Now,
What?
hold on, listen. Now, I pulled this up and I put a screenshot of the CompuBox stats, all right? So in that first fight, that was ruled a draw for Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder. Here, I'm gonna read the numbers to you. Round one, Tyson Fury landed 6 punches to Deontay Wilder's 4. Tyson Fury landed more punches. Round two, Fury landed 5 punches to Wilder's 3. Fury landed more punches. Round three, Fury landed 11 punches to Wilder's 4. That's 3 rounds in a row he's outlanded them. Round four, he landed 7 to Deontay Wilder's 5. That's 4 rounds in a row he outlanded him. Round five, he landed 7 punches to Deontay Wilder's 6. That's 5 rounds in a row he outlanded him. Round six, He landed 9 punches to Deontay Wilder's 7 punches. That's 6 straight rounds he outlanded him at his worst. Now, round 7, Deontay Wilder outlanded him. Deontay Wilder landed 7 punches to Tyson Fury's 5. However, in round Tyson Fury came back to outland him 8-7. Round 9 is the round that Deontay Wilder knocked Tyson Fury down in. He landed 13 punches to Fury's 7. Now you go into round 10. Tyson Fury landed 10 punches to Deontay Wilder's 1. In round 11, Tyson Fury landed 4 punches to Deontay Wilder's 3. In round 12, Deontay Wilder floored Tyson Fury. He landed 11 punches to Tyson Fury's 5. So what I'm saying is, in 9 out of the 12 rounds, Tyson Fury outlanded Deontay Wilder. If you go by the rules of boxing, it shouldn't have even been a draw, even
Let
with
me
the
ask you.
knockdown.
So,
Let me
yeah,
ask
let
you.
me
Let me ask you a
yeah.
question right quick. So
Yeah.
my first question is, and this is to both of you guys: if I hit you with a straight and an uppercut, and you hit me with 4 jabs, who win that round?
It
You,
depends on the jab. It depends on the jab.
you win that round, assuming that your straight and your uppercut are clean shots. If they're grazing, if they're glancing, then they're not going to count as much as even a
Yeah,
jab that is
yeah,
precise and accurate.
We
yeah.
talking about all clean shots, jab clean shots, everything clean shots. I hit you with
But
two
that
power
but that jab
punches,
might
and
push his head back. That jab
You
might do damage too.
No, 9 times out of 10, you would win the round if you landed clean shots to my clean shots, and it was the same amount of shots.
Yeah.
right. That's what I'm saying. You can't put
So
the numbers out there. If Tyson throwing
Tony,
jabs, and if so, though, see, when you do a punch count like that, you gotta be like, what
Here's
type
the
of
problem.
punches?
Right, right.
Tony.
I could have done that, but then it would be much longer. And the thing about it is, in those rounds, he was still landing more power shots. If you look at the CompuBox, he still outlanded them in power shots. So not
Yeah,
only
but
that, but here's one thing that you've got to keep in mind: Deontay Wilder is nowhere near skilled or technical as Tyson Fury. I'm not saying Deontay Wilder is bad. I'm just saying when you put the two skill levels and how technical they are, Tyson Fury's way above him. So what we do know is Tyson Fury throws a lot of straight punches. Deontay Wilder throws a lot of winging punches. That's why he missed a lot against Fury. However, Tyson Fury's shots are always very cleanly landed. To a lot of Deontay Wilder's shots are grazing. Even a lot of the shots that he's knocked guys out with are grazing shots that catch him in the top of the head or the side. Like a lot of his knockout shots aren't even clean shots, which says that he has a lot of power. But my point is this: we know that Tyson Fury in a close round was landing the cleaner, accurate shots. So in a close round, you know Tyson Fury won that just by how they both throw punches.
Tony, this thing I have to say about what you said. You said like we know Tyson Fury outlanded him, outboxed him. But the thing is, everybody knows that Deontay Wilder has to knock Fury out to win. But the thing you brought up with is that he outlanded him in the first fight. But you know when Tyson Fury comes in with different styles gonna make a different fight, and there's plus and minuses to how Fury fights, right? So in the second fight, I rewatched the second fight, and in the second fight, early on, Tyson Fury ran into about 2 or 3 big shots, but it just didn't drop him because it didn't have the speed on the punches like he had in the first fight. And the thing is that we're looking at is that in the third fight, will Tyson Fury run into those same punches, and will he sustain those punches?
But I'm glad that you brought that up because he did, especially in the second round. I know in the first round he ran, I want to say he ran into 1 or 2 straight rights, and then in the second round he
Yeah.
ran into a very hard one, a very hard straight right. Went right into it, like walked fuck into it, and it didn't even make him bat an eye. It didn't even make Fury blink. Now here's the thing about it. Here's what you got to keep in mind, and this is why I'm saying that in their first fight, Tyson Fury was at his worst. He was coming back from cocaine, coming back from being 400 plus pounds. He had fought 2 dudes who didn't even fight back. Like they were both, as people like to say, cab drivers. You know what I mean? low opposition. It was Pianetta and I forget the other guy. Easy fights, right? Not hard at all.
You
Walked through them, went in there, fought Deontay Wilder. He was only 250 when he fought Deontay Wilder. And again, he never had really been hit. So when Deontay Wilder cracked him, that was the first time he had been cracked in over 3 years because that's the last time he fought real competition. Now, when you go into the rematch, not only did Tyson Fury increase in size, which will make you be able to absorb more damage. The bigger you are, the more damage you can take. It's just how it works. Part of the reason why there's weight classes. Not only did he did that, but he fought Tom Schwartz and he fought Otto Wallin. And those two fights, he did get hit a good bit, especially against Otto Wallin. So his punch resistance by being hit in the fucking face had went up. And then in the second fight, you saw Deontay
yeah,
Wilder landed the bread and butter and it didn't fucking hurt him.
this this is what I got to say about that because in the Deontay, I believe Deontay Wilder in the first fight was clearly better than he was in the second fight because in the second fight he just looked kind of slow and he didn't have his legs on him. That's just me. That's just being honest from comparing
You
his
could
speed
be right.
and his movement. So what I'm saying is Deontay Wilder wasn't at his best in that second fight, and Fury had clearly gotten better. So in the third fight, we got to see which Deontay Wilder shows up.
And you could be right. You could be right that he didn't have his legs. And it could be the fact that maybe he put on too much weight too
Yeah,
fast.
He put
He
on too much
came in
weight.
at 230. The biggest he's ever been. He came in at 230. Maybe his body hadn't adapted to that weight. So he was slower carrying, even though
Yeah,
230 or 6'7" is still
yeah.
really
He
strong.
shouldn't train to be a bodybuilder. He's trained to be a boxer.
I don't know if I agree with that because here's the thing about it. There's the other factor that you got to keep in mind. So Deontay Wilder at 230 pounds can hold up 270 pounds better than he can at 209, where he said he weighed for the first fight. Imagine if Fury was leaning on Deontay Wilder the same way at 209 pounds. He'd get him tired even faster.
Yeah, but he ain't standing there for those shots. You know, his movement's gonna be better at a smaller weight. And you
Yeah,
know, him not used to being 240. You know, because I've been lifting weights, right? So let's say I move up to like what 200 pounds, right? You know, and if I start running, I won't have the same energy as I would when I'm at like 180. You get what I'm saying? So like it's a difference. If I go in and I fight somebody, I spar somebody 3 rounds, right? And I've been lifting weight for like 3 months already, bulking up. You know, I won't have that same energy or explosiveness.
I agree with you 1,000%. But the other part of that I'm trying to get you to understand is, let's say you bulk up. So me
Oh
currently,
yeah, I get what you're saying.
no.
Because
Listen to what I'm about to say. Me currently right now, I weigh close to 237. I'm like 236 and three quarters. So let's just say 237, right? I currently weigh 237 pounds. All right. Let's say me and you spar and you're at your 200. Your endurance may not be as good at 200 pounds. However, when I'm leaning on top of you and holding you and putting all my weight on you, you can hold me better at 200 pounds because you're closer to my
oh
weight
yeah,
and your body's stronger. Now, let's say that you fought me with better endurance at 160 pounds instead of 200. Well, I'm still 237. When I lean on you and you're only 160 pounds, I'm going to wear you out so fucking fast because of the weight difference that I'm making you hold that it's not going to matter if you have more energy. You're going to get tired way faster.
oh yeah, I see what you're saying. You know, I agree with that.
And that's the thing about it. Like, I don't know how Deontay Wilder beats him. I did this live before and it got flat. I do not know how Deontay Wilder can beat Tyson Fury. Tyson
Hopefully
Fury
they're
has
not out.
already, hold on, let me finish. Just listen to what I'm about to say. Tyson Fury has already proven that he can beat, in my opinion, he won the first fight. He's proven that he can beat him from range. In the second fight, he proved that he could beat him mid-range and up close and personal in the pocket. So when you lose from all three distances against the same person, how do you beat them? I don't know how he wins.
Yeah, I agree.
Now I'm gonna tell you, he can win by changing the mindset of going in there and worrying about 2 seconds to their 12 rounds, and worry about fighting and boxing. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying in boxing, bro. Deontay can box, man. Deontay has a great jab. We already know about that number 2 punch. So I mean, he just have to go out there. To me, I think he needs to go out there fully healthy. Um, fully healthy, body fully healthy, and mentally right, and go out there to box him and you know what I'm saying? Not get
Oh yeah.
emotional, not try and go for the kill, and just box this guy, bro. If it come, it come.
Oh yeah, he could box, but even he said he got caught up with that right hand too much. He was too dependent on that. He stated in the interview I just watched. He said he too dependent on his right hand.
And that's what I'm talking about, changing that mindset. Um, Jawan, that's your name, Jawan.
Yeah, yeah, man.
Let me ask you a question, bro. You said you watched that second Fury fight a few times.
Yeah,
All right. Am I tripping when I see that? Okay, yeah, he Wilder got caught. He was hurt,
yeah.
but do you see towards when, but right before they stopped that fight, do you see Wilder getting his legs back a little bit? And do you see like a little bit of turn coming? Because to me, I see like, man, look like Wilder getting a little bit his leg. He look like he coming back.
I don't know. I would say they did right by stopping the fight because yeah, he getting his legs back, but at the same time, Fury just what I'm saying. Fury just keep putting it on him. He's not letting him recover. You know what I'm saying?
Fury wasn't getting tired, you think?
Yeah, but Deontay, he putting that weight on. No, as a fighter, he shouldn't be in there taking that damage. To be honest with you.
I got you.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with the stoppage. Like when I first saw it, I thought the referee stepped in. I didn't see the towel. And I didn't disagree with the referee stopping it. And when I found out the towel was thrown, I definitely did. The thing about it is Deontay Wilder, in my opinion, whether his legs came back or not, his body was done.
Yeah,
It was over. Like the fight was done. There, it, the fact of the matter is, let's say he could have turned it around to where he could have survived to the 12th round, right? He would have taken so much more damage getting to the 12th round. And even if he would have made it to the 12th round, there's no way he would have won on the scorecards. And he was so beat up that the likelihoods of him being able to knock Fury out with one punch would have been slim to none.
yeah.
You don't think he would have caught? He could have caught him. I mean, I only say that because watching the fight, he was so hurt in those earlier rounds, bro. And then right before they stopped it, bro, I'm like, man, look like he getting his legs back. And then I'm hearing the Charlos, who I love, my brothers, man. I love my brother Charlos. But the Charlos, and then you had the other old boy from Crunk Jim, the twin, telling Breland to throw in the towel. Everybody in the background telling Breland, throw in the towel, throw in the towel. Because I think they saw what I saw. You know, throw in that towel. But I mean, I could be wrong. Conspiracy, but
You talking about Anthony Durrell?
right. You know, he come running from the other side of the ring telling old boy to throw in the towel. Then you got the Charlo brothers. They don't like Wilder because Charlo went against him in the and I just found this out. That's why they have beef, because Charlo Wilder went against Charlo in that fight he lost to that boy from Detroit. What's his name?
Tony Harris.
Tony Harrison. See, but Harrison and Wilder is cool, but the
Yeah.
Charlos took offense to that, and ever since then, that's why they've been having all this beef, you know. So I think Breland shouldn't have threw that shit in, bro. To me, I don't think, because the ear was a scratch, bro. And that shit on the top of the head, that shit was like a hematoma, bro. That shit was just some swelling.
I don't know about that
But
because yeah,
you know what I think about it is this is what I think about when I was watching how Deontay Wilder was being beat up. I think about the movie Rocky. I think about fucking Ivan Drago and Apollo Creed. Like he told Rocky, "Don't throw in the towel. Whatever you do, don't throw in the towel." Then he ends up dying. Like you gotta understand. Like I'm not saying Deontay Wilder would have died, but he could have been hurt a lot fucking worse than what he was if that fight kept
Yeah,
going.
Yeah, I agree. You put it. You make a good point. And now we get to see he get to live to see a
Another
third fight.
day. Yeah, yeah. Here's my thing. Is somebody who has fought before. I do not disagree with his mentality. Let me go out on my shield. I want to die in there. That's the mentality you have to have. The mentality that you'll never give up. And I give Wilder that. Like heart, like I said last time, is something I've never said that he did not have because he's full of heart. Whenever Ortiz was beating the shit out of him in the first one, he stayed up on his feet. He didn't go down. He kept fighting through it, came back out to get the knockout. He's got heart for days. But the problem is, you can have the biggest heart in the world, but if you got no body left, you're done. And here's how I look at it. Yeah, yeah, the towel could have been held on to. Deontay Wilder could have got fucked up so bad that he never fights again, right?
yeah,
Now, on the flip side, he gets a loss, okay? You don't want a loss, but he gets lost. But then he comes in the trilogy and he can knock Tyson Fury out. Now, what looks better? Getting beat up and never being able to fight again because you got beat up that bad to the point of you can never fight again. Let's say Deontay Wilder got lucky in the 12th round again of the rematch, right? And just so happened to knock out Tyson Fury, but was so fucked up that he can never fight again. Well, it stops. You're done. No more money, no more career. Your boxing is over. And that's the thing about it. Yeah, he got the loss. Yeah, it sucks. But he has the opportunity to right the loss. And if he can knock Tyson Fury out, then people may look at it as a fluke.
yeah. I get what you're saying, but I think Wilder needs more respect for his trainer because if I'm a professional fighter and I go in that ring right and I get dead like that, and my trainer stops the fight, I'm not gonna look at my trainer and say you're wrong. I'm gonna look at myself and say I should have made better adjustment as
Oh,
a
I
fighter
agree with you. I agree with you.
because I'm not finna blame it on my trainer. I'm
No,
finna look at it.
I agree 1,000% because at the end of the day, Mark Breland saved him. Like
Yeah,
you gotta. This is the other thing I think about too about that, right? About what you're saying, right? Think about all the conspiracies that have came out about like egg weights, no padding in the gloves, fist in the wrist of the gloves, all the crazy shit that they've came up with. If that be the case, if that was real, then Breland just saved him from
yeah,
all of that. So how are you going to get mad at the man for saving him? If you believe in all these conspiracies, then you should be praising Breland for stopping the fight.
I don't know. I think Wilder's just real stubborn. You know, he's
Hey,
a
what
real.
was that you said? I missed that, Joanne. What you
I
said?
think I think Wilder's a real stubborn person.
Well, yeah, Malik mentioned that. Malik mentioned that he's stubborn, and that's why Breland didn't need to be in the camp anyways, bro.
Yeah,
It might be wrong the way the circumstances happened, the way he got out of there, but Breland didn't get Wilder's respect. Um, and that other guy, the white brother, he
Genuine.
don't he can't train Wilder, man. This dude on the mitts, man. This dude, you gotta have some rhythm when you got an African American fighter, bro. You gotta have somebody with some rhythm on the mitts, bro. This guy here look like you know, I don't nah. And Breland, Wilder can't even hit the pads with Breland with no power because he'll knock his Breland's arms out of his socket. You know, so the best thing was Malik and Wilder to do their thing. And I think we're gonna see a different Wilder, bro. I think we're gonna see a totally different Wilder, bro. And I'm excited.
I just, I don't know what Malik. First off, let me say this. First off, I would never have a friend of mine training me to do anything because you're going to have that friendship mentality from the beginning going both ways, which means that you won't overstep your bounds. Like sometimes you have somebody stubborn, like he says he believes Deontay Wilder is. You need a motherfucker like Teddy Atlas who's gonna fucking grab you by the collar and yell in your fucking face, tell you what you don't want to hear, but what you need to hear. And That's what stubborn people need. Somebody who will be just as stubborn and get in their face. But if you buddies with somebody, you really not gonna listen. At the end of the day, you gonna do what you do. That
I,
that's how I see it.
I see what you're saying, but look at it like this. You got Malik Scott. Yeah, they buddies, but Fury didn't humbled Wilder. Wilder then got humbled. So, yeah, and your friend watched you get humbled. You know what I'm saying? So your friend want that get back because he was in the camp. You gonna listen to your friend, and if you watching when Wilder in those little clips, Wilder would make a misstep, and Malik said, "Nah, do that shit right, do it again." And then Wilder did it again. Malik is grilling him, bro. He watched his one of his close friends get humbled. That might be the best thing that Wilder needed was to get humbled.
I don't know how much I agree with him being humbled because my thing is this: when you get humbled, you don't make up excuses for every reason why you lost, other than the other dude was just better than you. And all I hear is excuses. Like I've heard so many excuses. I've even heard Deontay Wilder say them out of his own mouth that I don't even know if he really believes that he lost because Tyson Fury was the better fighter. I honestly believe he believes that all these excuses are the reason why he lost the fight. And if that's what he really believes, then how much is he really going to change if he believes he only lost because of excuses?
Well, um, actually, I kind of like that mindset. You know, you know, uh, it's like he got whipped. He's blaming it, but he has a reason why he got whipped.
Yeah,
Uh, he got a reason why he got whipped. And there's things that he can be like, okay, if I can change these things right here, I could change the whole circumstances. And one of them is I can't go in there and try and go for just the knockout. And I have to learn some. I have to listen. I have to learn some boxing. Um, which Malik said he already knows. They just would never work on it. You know. And if you watch the pad work with his trainer with that other guy, man, bro, that dude on the pads, bro, look horrible. Just the 1-2. That's all they doing is throwing the 1-2. Now with Malik, they doing different stuff. They working on footwork. Being balanced. Um, so we're gonna see, bro. I'm excited, bro. I'm excited. Yo, yo, can you hear me?
oh yeah, man, I can hear you.
Okay, okay. I don't hear Tony.
Yeah, you was gonna.
Jawan, what are you a Spence fan?
Oh yeah, yeah, I like Crawford more though.
Okay, you same with me. I like Spence, but I think Crawford would beat him. But I'm still a fan of both. What do you think about this fight with Manny and Spence?
Uh, I think Spence dominates 12 rounds, all 12 rounds. He probably wins 8-4, 8-4 rounds because
So
Spence. Yeah.
you don't see a stoppage?
No, I don't see it. I think I think Spence power is kind of overrated. It's
Well, they say it was Blu-ray that was helping him, and Blu-ray is back.
you mean with Spence power?
Yeah, well, Blu-ray is a strength and conditioning trainer, and ever since he got rid of his trainer, he never got a knockout. But he was like on an 11 knockout streak when he had that strength and conditioning trainer.
Yeah, I know, but at the same time, his Spence. Spence competition, Spence has always had good elevation in competition, his whole career. He got a decent resume at 147. But I think Spence beats Crawford because Spence got a great jab.
Oh, you got Spence beating Crawford?
Yeah, I think Spence beat Crawford.
Because he have a good jab?
Yeah, I think Spence is better defensively, but Crawford great with adjustments. Spence might be a little too big.
Man, Crawford then put some weight on, bro. Crawford looking nice right now, bro. Um, Crawford just need to get away from Bob, bro. And we gonna get some of these fights. Uh Hopefully. I don't know, bro. I say get away from Bob, but I don't know, man. I like Crawford in that fight.
Yeah, but
Um,
by the time they fight, Crawford might be too old.
nah, I mean,
Crawford
if
might.
they don't if they don't fight in the next 2 years, they're not gonna ever fight because Earl is gonna move up in the
Yeah, the
next 2 years.
yeah the 154.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
but
Crawford gonna stay, or retire.
but at the same time, Crawford, he dominates with adjustments, but at the same time, if you look at his fights, his opponents had great success in the early rounds. You know, Spence. What if Spence get a early lead on the scorecards and Crawford can't knock him out? So
If Spence get an early lead on the scorecard, Crawford will get knocked out because
yeah,
Crawford is gonna get his get back. You know
yeah,
what I'm saying?
yeah, I agree with you because Crawford a dog. Crawford. A lot of fighters when they get hurt, they turn defensive. Like Devin Haney, we saw him got hurt, and he started hugging. Devin Haney did right, but when Crawford gets hurt, what I'm saying, he likes to fight back because
Yep.
my trainer told me when you get hurt, your instincts kick in, and when Crawford got hurt, when you see him get hurt in the past, he does what he does his thing. He don't turn defensive. He instinctually attacks the opponent. He looking for a knockout, hurt or whatever. So Crawford is pretty tough.
Let me tell
Okay.
you.
So
There we go. Okay, we're back. My
we
bad.
cooking, man. We cooking on Pacquiao Spence, bro.
Oh, hold on. I heard Crawford. I thought y'all was
No,
Crawford.
yeah, Crawford. Yeah, Crawford. Yeah, we talking about Crawford Spence right now. Yeah.
Yeah, let me tell you something. Terrence Crawford is the black Goku. And what I mean by that is when this motherfucker gets hurt, rocked, and he looks like he could be vulnerable, this motherfucker goes Super Saiyan. Like every time he gets hurt, he gets up to whoop whoever hurts him ass. Like he hits another fucking level. It's like he's not really in the fight till he gets hurt. Um, them two fighting each other, I think I don't know. It's a hard fight to say who wins. I favor Terrence Crawford, but Crawford plays to all of Spence's strengths. But at the same time, I feel like all of Spence's weaknesses are Terrence Crawford's strengths. So I really think it's a 50-50 fight either way.
Yeah, yeah,
Man, yeah, you hit that right on the head, bro. That is a 50-50 fight, bro. And I think we're gonna get it. Um, whether Crawford stay with Top Rank or not, I think we're gonna get it within the next 2 years. So, um, but like you say, he turns into a Super Saiyan, bro. But what do you think about Pacquiao, man? Yeah, I think are we sleeping on Pacquiao?
Well, here's the thing, and I don't know if this is true or not, but I'm normally on another panel too, UGC Flames channel. That's the name of the channel. Guy's name's Black Horseman, but he keeps up with Vada. And thus far, he said that neither one of these guys have enrolled into VADA for this fight. So if there's no testing being done and Manny is free to do whatever because there's no testing, then I say it gets a lot more fucking interesting. And I don't know. I don't know because Manny is really good. He's really good. And I don't know if Earl Spence has ever been in there with that type of experience. So I don't know who wins the fight. This one to me is 50-50 as well. I'm not sleeping on either. I think Spence can knock out Pacquiao if he can get him. But I think Pacquiao's so fucking fast that it could cause Spence a lot of issues, that speed.
Look, I'm gonna say my part on it. Um, they not gonna do testing. They're gonna do probably one or two tests, but it's gonna be at least another month from now. You know, they're gonna test. But it's gonna be probably about 4 weeks, 4 to 5 weeks before the fight. Um, Pacquiao's gonna be juiced to the gills. He gonna be the Pacquiao. He gonna be juiced to the gills, bro. Um, so we can expect a ready Pacquiao. Um, and we can expect a ready Earl. Um, because I think they all doing a little something. You know, it is what it is. I don't even trip on that. Uh, can Manny do another performance like he did against Keith Thurman? Shit. We gonna see, bro. I like you say, bro. I think it's 55-45. Earl Spence. Um, they're not fighting in Texas. Uh, and the Asian community is gonna be lit. They're already getting lit. So it's gonna be a good fight. That's my piece.
Yeah, so I'm gonna say this, Coach K. So I'm not saying Pacquiao is on PEDs, and I'm not saying he ever has done PEDs because he's never been caught. All I'm saying is, if there is no testing, things get very interesting because there is no testing. That is all I am saying. I am not going to say whether somebody is doing something or not doing something until they are caught doing that. But what I can say is, if there is no testing, do not be surprised if you see both guys turn up to another fucking level, or Pacquiao to a vintage level and Earl Spence to a level we may not have seen at. Do not be surprised. That's all I'm saying. But yeah, I think it I don't know. Like I think the biggest thing is, I think the biggest loser of this fight is Terrence Crawford. The fact that he didn't get the fight with Manny Pacquiao, because by Manny Pacquiao fighting Earl Spence Jr., it showed that he wanted Bud. He wanted a young lion, and now this is a legacy fight for Earl Spence if he wins that Bud could have had and doesn't have. So that's who the real loser is, in my opinion.
Well, the problem is Bud couldn't get that fight because Manny Pacquiao is without Heyman. And the only way Bud could have got that fight is if Top Rank would have took a loss. What they did was was gonna feed Manny, but they put a price tag of an outrageous price to where you'd have had to pay Manny so much money, you'd have probably broke even or took a loss. And I guarantee you, we're not gonna see Manny getting no $40 million against Earl Spence. So you dealing with promotional mafia. So these guys are mafia, bro. These guys, they play games like that. Al Heyman then boxed out Terrence. You know, he got all the fighters over there. So um it's not Terrence's fault. It's just the situation that he got put in when he signed with Top Rank, and the beef. Not and these guys don't have a beef because they work together when they want. They just played strategy. They played strategy on each other. So right now they making money with Wilder Fury, and they can make big money. But why would Al feed Earl to Crawford when you have Pacquiao, you have Thurman, you have Ugas, all right there, you know? So he don't have to feed him. They can make money on their own side of the street. But it's gonna take Earl to want to fight uh, Crawford, and that's what Earl said. He wants Crawford within the next two fights. So we're gonna see.
I mean, I'm just gonna say this: if 2 fights from now, Earl Spence start talking about fucking chickens and horses instead of fighting Bud, then that's a motherfucking duck. I don't care what anybody says, but you start talking about your damn farm animals instead of this fight you said you want now, he ducking them. But again, I understand what you're saying, that it's a ridiculous amount of money that Pacquiao was asking for, and they would either broke even or been in a deficit. But at the same time, you got to think about this. This is what I don't understand about Bob Arum. Bob Arum's been boxing for a very long time. On top of that, he's a business lawyer, so he knows all about money. Sometimes in business, you take losses so you can have big gains. In other words, let's say they was negative $4 or $5 million, $10 million, whatever. It doesn't matter because Bob's got plenty of money to spend, right? Even say they're negative $20 million at the end of the day. Yeah, that's a lot of money, but it's not a lot of money to a company that's worth hundreds of millions of dollars per year is what they're making, right? So this is what I look at. You may take a loss with this one fight, and it's a risk because Bud can lose to Manny. Then you really are fucked. But if you really believe your fighter beat Manny, you may take a $20 million loss today, but when you beat Manny, you just inherit everything Manny gets. So your next fight, you're going to bring in that 20 million you lost times however much. So you'll make the money back very quickly in boxing terms because that's how Oscar De La Hoya became the cash cow. Mayweather beat Oscar De La Hoya. He became the cash cow. Canelo never beat Floyd Mayweather, but he's linked to him. Then he became the cash cow. Whenever you beat the cash cow, you become the cash cow. And Manny is the cash cow of the welterweight division.
Yeah, but would you give if you was Bob Arum, would you take that risk knowing that your fighter only have one fight left with his contract? You take a loss, and then what if this cat just leave?
Well, no, no. See, haha, contingency plan. I would take that loss, but at the same time, I'd make Bud re-up his contract. I'd be like, look, I'm gonna get you this Manny Pacquiao fight. We're gonna take this loss for you, but you are about to sign with my company for like the next however many years. So he can't leave after you lose money.
Yeah. Um, I don't even know, bro. You see, I even heard, and I think it's his facts, that Top Rank has to at least offer or at least try and get a fight for Crawford once a year with a major fight, or they have to pay him $1 million. So I think, man, I think Bob just been playing Bud, man. Um, I don't know, bro. I don't even think that fight, but I think Bob never really wanted to feed Bud Pacquiao. He could have been did it. Pacquiao was over there. So
I don't know because I hear what you're saying, but then I think about this. I think about this. Bob Arum, what made Manny Pacquiao leave Top Rank was Bob Arum fed him to Jeff Horn. That fight was rigged. Jeff Horn won. Then immediately, Bob Arum fed Jeff Horn to Terrence Crawford. So I don't know if I agree with that, seeing how it had played out in the past.
Hmm. Okay, so it's 50-50. What you got, Juwan? 50-50?
Oh, we might have lost them. Hey,
Okay, we might have lost.
hey, Jawan, you're on mute if you're trying to talk. Mute your mic. Sometimes people talk and forget they're on mute. I've done that before. But here's what I don't like though. This is what I do not like about the Bud Crawford situation. If Bud fights Zapata or Ramirez, I think that's all bullshit. Those are 140-pound fighters. Like, why the fuck is he going backwards? Um, if that happens and he leaves Top Rank and goes to PBC, this is what I hate. I don't like seeing promotional companies hold a division hostage and force a fighter to have to sign with them to be able to get a shot at a title that they already deserve. I don't like seeing that. And that's what, in a sense, will happen if he signs with Al Heyman PBC just so he can get a fucking title shot.
Yeah, and still, would these guys still fight him? I mean, Sean Porter could fight him now. I mean,
Well, that's the thing. Bob Arum offered Sean Porter $4 million and he still turned it down. And that's double his highest pay he's ever had.
did he offer them 4 million or 1 million?
No, 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 no. It was like I thought it was 2 million was the original offer. Sean Porter said that wasn't enough money, even though 2 million was the highest he ever made with Earl Spence. He wanted double that, and then they came back and said, double it, and then he never took the fight. I don't know why he didn't take the fight, but the money was there.
Okay, okay. Let me ask you about this fight right here. It just came to my mind. Uh, and I've been wanting to ask somebody this question. Virgil Ortiz, Mean Machine.
Mean Machine is going to knock him the fuck out. That's what I think is going to happen.
That's what I say too, bro.
Velasquez,
Bro, that's gonna be.
I'm gonna tell you this. I'm gonna tell you this right now. Cal Velasquez is gonna fuck him up so bad. People are gonna start saying, "Well, damn, Bud might be able to fight." The people who doubt Bud at 147, that's how bad Cal Velasquez is gonna beat Virgil Ortiz. That they gonna start respecting Terrence Crawford because he beat him.
Bro, that's what I think too, bro. I think, and I don't know. I think that fight might be made. I heard. Um, that's gonna be a good fight, bro. Um, and I think you're right, bro. I think Cavaliers is gonna get him, bro. I think he gonna get him.
He gonna fuck him up. Like, here's the thing I look about it. Like, Ortiz was getting hurt by Hooker, who was moving up, who had been knocked out in a division down at 140 by Ramirez. Like, he had got knocked out. He come up there to fight this killer, this knockout artist, and he actually didn't even knock him out. I think he broke his hand, and that's why they stopped the fight. Like, he didn't get up. So if a 140-pound guy can hurt you, then the guy who dropped Terrence Crawford, I think he's going to fuck him up.
Yeah, man. And not just drop Terrence Crawford, man. The dude can fight, bro. Dude can fight. I like him, bro. And I just want, I never want, I wanted to ask somebody what they thought about that fight because I was thinking the same way. Now I do like Virgil. Um, but I think in this fight right here, he's gonna get a little bit exposed. Um, and I think if he loses this fight, he might even move up. There's no telling. He might move up and catch Earl at 154. That'll be a good fight in Texas.
I
Uh,
don't. I 154. There's a lot of big dudes there and a lot of good fighters. I don't. If he can't survive on 147, I think he gets. He might have to go down. Like, I think he gets ate alive at 154.
I think he's too big to go down, and that's the only reason why I'm saying going up because he might be growing out of that weight, just
Well,
like Earl.
He need to go. If he goes up, he needs to go to 160. He needs to skip out of 154 completely. Like just go to 160 where there's not as many good fighters, and he might do all right. I don't know, man. 154 is loaded with fighters.
Yeah, loaded. Um, what you think about Jamel? What you think about Jamel's fight?
You talking about?
Lil Charlo for undisputed.
Yeah, no. I like the way he's moving. He's moving better than Big Charlo. Like,
What you think about the fight though? That fight that he's gonna fight with oh boy, what's his name? Uh Castellano, not Cast. I don't remember his name, but for undisputed, you think that that's a pretty good fight, man? I think that's a tough fight for Jamel.
hold on, hold on 1 second. My phone's bugging. Hold on.
All right. Yeah, I was saying Jamel for undisputed. That fight's gonna be tough, tough fight. But these guys living the fighter life, man. These guys are living the fighter life, so they disciplined.
Sorry, my phone's fucking up. You was asking about Little Charlo, right?
Yeah, yeah. I think that's gonna be a tough fight, man.
He's fighting Castaños, who just beat Patrick Teixeira to get his belt.
Exactly. Yes, yes, yes.
I think he can beat him. I mean Castaños beat Patrick, but if you watch that fight, Patrick had his moments, and I don't think Patrick's anywhere near as good as Charlo. Like I think he's gonna get undisputed. I don't think he has too much to worry about. It's gonna be a good
Okay.
fight though. I'm not trying to play the fight. I just saying who I think's gonna win.
Right, right, right. Yeah, yeah, I think so too. Like I say, they live in the lifestyle, man. Uh, they live in the fighter lifestyle.
I think Little Charlo's a bit more than Big Charlo.
You think so?
Like Little Charlo, disputed. Big Charlo, he could fight Triple G. He could fight Andrade. Like he's fighting Montiel. Like they don't compare.
Montiel.
Hold on. What'd you say? Is my phone
No, no,
messing?
I was going. No, no, yeah, it's chopped and screwed. It's chopped up and screwed.
My phone keeps.
It's good now,
It's
but it's
good
kind
now.
of yeah, it's good. It's back up.
Yeah.
Can you
So
hear?
whenever you was asking the question, that's why I was like, hold on 1 second. My phone keeps like going out for some reason.
Yeah, 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 yeah. I'm about to fall. I'm about to drop off though, man. It was good. Good. I appreciate you letting me chop it up with you, man. Anytime I like talking boxing, bro. I'm not like the smartest boxing guy, but I keep my ear to the ground.
Nah, man, you know a good bit. So don't downplay yourself. And you give good points of views that like I normally wouldn't think of out of my mind. So you bring up good points and good topics. And when you get off, I'm gonna end it because like I said, my phone keep bugging out. I don't know why. So maybe that's God being like, yo, you need to go to bed.
I hear you, brother. Yeah, I'm a fall off, man. Look, man. Peace to you, the chat. You know, the boxing YouTube community, bro. Um, man, this YouTube community, it does make moves in the bigger scene. So keep doing what y'all doing, man, and appreciate y'all. And I'm gonna jump on whenever I can, man. Y'all have a blessed one and good night.
All right, good night to you too, and you have a blessed one as well. And I do appreciate you stopping through.
Peace.
And to Jawan, if you can hear me, I don't know if you fell off too. Hopefully you all right. But thank you for jumping on the panel as well, Jawan. I don't think I've ever. Maybe I have spoke with you. Maybe I haven't. I don't really remember. But at first I thought you were gonna troll. But it's a good thing that you talk boxing. You sounded like you knew what you was talking about. So I appreciate you coming through as well. To Coach K, aka Zone 6. I don't know if he liked my Pacquiao comments. I was dropped the link for him to get on Red Glove, to Reaper, the moderator, aka Regulator, Joe, Fallback, Ronald came through. Who else we got? I gotta scroll. That's as far as I can scroll. But yeah, I appreciate all y'all stopping through, typing in the chat, hitting the thumbs up. Anybody that catches us back on the playback, assuming that we don't get flagged again. Yeah, thank y'all for joining. I'm about to go to bed while I don't sound like a devil. So y'all have a good night.